Yeah. But there's a lot of
Hey guys, this is Natal from Fight Your Rival. I'm sitting next to me is Seth Killian. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
We're here at the Spring Fighter event at NYU. You're here interviewing Daigo Umehara. What questions do you have in store for him?
Well, I don't want to give away the whole panel in advance, but a little bit about some of his, I've known Daigo for a long time, a little bit about some of his personal history, sort of how he got here, some of his larger thoughts about the game. So I want to keep it, NYU is going to be sort of a mixed audience of, core experts who know everything about the game and people who know maybe a little bit about Street Fighter or competitive games, but not a lot. So I'm going to keep it mixed, but not dumb. So give him a chance to reflect on the game overall, where he sees his career going, what he thinks about some of his particular rivals, how he feels his style is represented in the game, whether anything of him personally is coming through in the character or not. Questions around things like that, and hopefully we'll get a little better picture of Umehara, but also someone who's been in the game for a long time, and at the top of the game for a long time. We'll get an overall perspective on where he thinks it's going and what it all means.
Awesome. Speaking of Street Fighter, Marvel, Capcom, all in general, Capcom announced that they're doing another update for AE and another update for Ultimate Marvel. In your opinion, how do you feel Capcom is really supporting these games and really helping out the FGC with these constant updates?
Well, this is something I had talked to Ono-san even after I had left Capcom about, and I thought it was a really excellent idea because it's the kind of thing you can do without the investment and sometimes getting the team or the work together for a brand new game is prohibitive or difficult, or the guys are on other projects. But the updates, I think, really keep the community engaged, gives them something new to chew on, gives you a chance to correct things that maybe didn't go quite as you had anticipated in the previous game. So I think it's fantastic. I think it really keeps the community alive and engaged. And if it can be done in a way, I don't know if they're planning on selling it or whether it'll be another free update. I don't have any information on that. But either way, it's the kind of thing that really keeps people going, and I think it's not just good; it's critical.
I agree. Hopefully, it is free. I don't have as much money as they would like to think that I do. But speaking of fighting games that are coming out, Injustice is right around the corner. It's next week. Do you have any impressions? Did you get to play the demo or anything at all?
Yeah, I've been playing the demo a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with it right away. We'll see if the stuff that looks really broken and good in the demo sticks around. Yeah. If it does, I will be playing more because I love games when they're broken and cheap, especially at the beginning. But I've been talking to some guys who mysteriously have early copies, and they say it's turning out pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to it. Seems like a nice hybrid. They've made some moves that sort of bridge the gap between the Street Fighter community and the Mortal Kombat community. Obviously, it's got the Mortal Kombat core in there in a lot of ways, but some more familiar Street Fighter mechanics with cross-ups, hold back to block, all that. So I'm looking forward to it, and I don't know. I like grapplers, so I got some grapplers to play with. Oh, I heard they're not so good, but we'll show them.
I hope they're good because I was excited for Solomon Grundy and Lex Luthor, and I hope they're good. Have you got to play the iOS game at all, the Injustice game on the iOS?
I have not played it. I have it downloaded, but I have not played it.
You need to play that.
I heard it's really good.
It's amazing.
Better than it needed to be for no reason.
Yeah, for free. I'm actually really shocked how good it is for free.
I got to check it out. So I've got it up there, but haven't played it yet, to be honest.
All right, and last question. With the Sony PS4 being announced, Microsoft coming out with their press conference really soon, how do you feel that the next-gen consoles are going to shape up for fighting games? Do you think that fighting games are going to be popular on them, or you think they're going to fall to the wayside for the more traditional first-person shooters and advanced MMORPGs?
Well, I think it's always a struggle for fighting games, honestly, which is one of the things that keeps me motivated and keeps me sort of worried, or at least on the edge of my toes, or on my toes. There's a lot of ways fighting games can go wrong, or stare too much into their own navel, or go too far down a really complicated direction that can alienate a lot of players. So I don't think it's about keeping them easy mode or anything like that, because that doesn't engage the existing audience. But the one thing I love about fighters is, although graphics are great, they don't really a great fighter doesn't depend on great graphics.
Yes.
So I think you can produce fighting games at a little lower cost than you could, if you're looking at like a BioShock Infinite or a lot of elaborate shooters or something like that. There's costs there that are very hard to get around. Where fighters, I think you can keep the cost, it's not going to be free, but a little lower and still do amazing mechanics and have a lot of value for people. So I think as people look for games with a lot of value and a lot of clever ideas, there's still room for that on next gen at a lower cost. So I hope that opens some development opportunities. I know a lot of franchises are planning to be there. We'll see how that form turns out. But you know, just speaking on the PS4 side, you know, we've definitely been trying to think about not fighting game players in particular, but I think there's a lot of features in and around the share button especially that I think will really help turn the fighting game community alive, because it's not just like, oh, I threw this grenade and guess what, I rolled down a gutter and blew some guy up. Like, those clips are awesome, I watch those too, but you know, I mean, having started fighting games before there was even a YouTube, and watching the impact of that on how much people have gotten smarter about the games faster, learn things better, and it gives people an incentive to share. I think this next iteration of consoles is now going to make everybody a potential streamer, and everything you find is going to be right there at your fingertips. So I'm really looking forward to what that does, and I think it can only drive us forward.
I totally agree. When Sony announced that the partnership with Ustream, I lost my mind. I was like, oh, sweet. I don't have to try to download 5 or 6 different apps just to get it running on my Mini, and hopefully I have a good quality. Like, it's all bundled in together. So since this is pretty much the last year for the PS3 and the 360, are there any games that came out recently that you've been playing that are not fighters that you've currently been enjoying?
Oh, well, I think there's still a lot of exciting stuff coming out, especially on PS3. I'm really looking forward to The Last of Us.
Yes.
And, you know, there are some of our neighbors there right in Santa Monica. They're right around the block. I have some friends over there. So I think there's a lot of reason to be excited about that game. That's got a lot of great stuff. Just played BioShock Infinite, of course. That came out fairly late in the cycle.
Did you like it?
I have mixed feelings, but there were amazing things about the game.
Okay.
Certainly one of the most breathtaking games. And had a lot of ambition as well, which I always admire. So if people are willing to take a shot and try and do something exciting, even if it doesn't work out on every front, I think my hat is always off to that, because it takes guts. And, you know, we all complain about, oh, why is this game the same as this last game? You know, people who are willing to take chances, I think, deserve our respect and support. So there's been a lot of great stuff, but definitely looking forward to Last of Us. That's probably at the top of my list, and Injustice. I'm going to be really checking that out as well, and going hard on a new fighting game. Hopefully not getting too beat up before before PS4 comes out.
Yeah, I hope the same. I hope I figure something out. So I got to start playing that demo a little more often. And before we go, anybody you want to say hello to? Your friends at Santa Monica? Say what's up to the PS All-Star Battle Royale cast?
Well, I'd say hello to my friends in New York, but they're all here today. So for anybody that I miss out in New York especially, it's been a happy chance for me to come back out here and connect with those guys. So some of my favorite players in the world, some of my favorite people in the world in the city. It's been sort of a second home to me at different times. So really happy to be back here. So anybody I miss in New York, shout outs to you, and we'll catch you next time.
Awesome. You hear that, guys? Seth Killian loves New York. And I love New York as well. And this is Natal from Fight Your Rival. We're at Spring Fighter. And remember, guys, keep fighting.